Have you ever looked around at your friends or loved ones and noticed that some people seem to stay sharp, active, and vibrant well into their 80s or even 90s, while others start to decline much earlier? It's something many of us think about, but not always out loud. Maybe you've even caught yourself wondering, is this just how aging is supposed to be? Or is there something I could be doing differently to stay healthy longer? Well, here's something most people don't realize. The majority of deaths after age 75 aren't just about old age. They're tied to just a few key causes, many of which are actually preventable. That means it's not just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. And yes, it's still possible, no matter where you're starting from. In this video, we're going to talk about how to avoid the most common causes of death after 75. And what simple, doable steps you can take right now to stay strong, independent, and full of life. We're not talking about magic pills or extreme routines. Just real, practical habits you can start applying today. So let's talk about the first one, something that affects more people than we often admit. Heart disease. Now, you've probably heard the term silent killer before. That's what heart disease is often called, and for good reason. It creeps in quietly, with no dramatic symptoms at first. And by the time chest pain or shortness of breath shows up, damage may already be happening. But here's the good news. You have more control than you think. One of the best ways to reduce your risk of heart disease is by paying attention to your daily movement. Not intense workouts, just movement. I'm talking about walking, stretching, dancing in your kitchen if that's your thing. Studies show that even 20 to 30 minutes a day of gentle physical activity can significantly lower your risk of heart attacks and strokes. And the key here isn't perfection. It's consistency. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't wait until something hurts to start brushing, right? Same goes for your heart. And don't underestimate the power of a short walk after meals. It helps your body regulate blood sugar and keeps your circulation moving. It's simple, it's free, and it can be a game changer. Another huge factor in heart health is what's on your plate. You don't have to follow a strict diet, but just being mindful of what you eat makes a real difference. Reducing processed foods, salty snacks, and sugary treats, even a little, can ease the burden on your heart. Try to include more fiber-rich foods like oats, beans, vegetables, and nuts. They help manage cholesterol naturally, and they keep you feeling full and satisfied. It's not about deprivation, it's about creating a rhythm that supports your body instead of stressing it. Now let's talk about something that doesn't always make headlines, but absolutely should: chronic respiratory diseases, especially conditions like COPD and pneumonia. These are responsible for a surprising number of deaths in older adults, especially during colder months or after hospital stays. The tricky part is, many of us don't realize our lungs are becoming weaker until we're already in trouble. But you can strengthen your lungs just like any other muscle. Gentle breathing exercises, singing, or even blowing through a straw into a glass of water can improve lung capacity. And keeping your airways clear, especially if you have allergies or sinus issues, can make a big difference. If you smoke, or used to smoke, you're probably already aware of the added risks. But what people don't talk about enough is how quitting, even later in life, can still improve your lung function, boost your energy, and lower your risk of complications. It's never too late to breathe easier. Speaking of breathing, staying up to date on vaccines, especially for things like flu, pneumonia, and COVID, can be one of the simplest ways to protect your lungs. These illnesses might just feel like a nuisance when you're younger, but after 75, they can become life-threatening. A quick visit to your doctor or pharmacy can give you powerful protection for the entire season. Now, the third thing I want to touch on is something that creeps up slowly and can be hard to spot until it causes real trouble. Falls. You might not think of falling as a cause of death, but in older adults, it's one of the biggest contributors to serious injury, disability, and even early death. And here's the thing. Falls are often preventable. The first place to look. Your home. Cluttered walkways, slippery rugs, or poor lighting can turn a simple trip to the bathroom into a dangerous situation. Making small adjustments, like adding grab bars in the bathroom, using nightlights, or getting rid of loose cords, can dramatically lower your risk. Think of it like baby-proofing, except this time you're protecting your future independence. And don't forget balance. It's a skill that can fade with time if we don't use it. Gentle exercises like Tai Chi, yoga, or even standing on one foot while brushing your teeth can improve your balance and coordination. You don't need a gym or special equipment. Just a few minutes each day to help your body remember how to stay steady. And if you've already had a fall, or worry that you might, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Talk to your doctor about a fall risk assessment. You'd be surprised how many people discover that a simple change in medication or a pair of properly fitted shoes can make a world of difference. Taking these small steps now isn't just about avoiding danger, it's about protecting your freedom, your confidence, and your ability to do the things you love. Now that we've talked about your heart, your lungs, and your balance, let's keep going. Because there are still a few more causes that often fly under the radar, but have a big impact on how we age. One of those silent threats is something that often hides in plain sight: diabetes. Now, I know that word gets thrown around a lot, especially in older age, and maybe you've even been told, your sugar's a little high, but nothing to worry about yet. But here's the thing. Diabetes doesn't always show up with a big warning sign. It can slowly wear down your organs, damage your nerves, affect your eyesight, and increase your risk of heart attacks or strokes. And for many people, it happens silently over time, without any major symptoms. But just because it's common, doesn't mean it's unavoidable or unmanageable. One of the most powerful things you can do to reduce your risk or manage diabetes is to become more aware of how certain foods affect your blood sugar. And no, this doesn't mean you have to give up everything you love. Start by noticing patterns. For example, how do you feel after eating a bowl of white rice or a few slices of bread? Tired? Sluggish? A little dizzy? That could be your body telling you something. Swapping those fast-burning carbs for slow, steady ones, like sweet potatoes, brown rice, lentils, or even whole grain pasta, can help keep your blood sugar more balanced throughout the day. Also, don't overlook the importance of protein and healthy fats. Adding something like a boiled egg, a handful of almonds, or a spoonful of nut butter to your meal can help slow down how quickly sugar enters your bloodstream. And if you're not sure where to start, even something as simple as making half your plate vegetables at dinner can make a difference over time. Here's a small but powerful habit. Take a short walk after meals, just 10 or 15 minutes. That gentle movement helps your muscles absorb sugar more effectively, reducing the spike that often happens after eating. It's one of those tiny changes that adds up, and your body will thank you. Another preventable risk that's often overlooked is loneliness and social isolation. Yes, I'm serious. Being lonely can actually shorten your life. Studies have shown that chronic loneliness can be as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's how powerful connection is. And let's be honest, life after 75 can get quieter. Friends move away, health changes make it harder to get out, and sometimes, we just fall into routines that keep us at home. But staying socially connected, whether it's through a weekly phone call, a hobby group, or even chatting with your neighbor, can help protect your brain, your mood, and even your immune system. Don't underestimate the power of small moments. Smiling at someone in the grocery store, writing a letter to an old friend, or having a cup of tea with someone, even if it's just once a week, can nourish your soul in ways that medicine never could. We were never meant to age alone. And connection doesn't have to be grand. It just has to be real. One thing I always suggest is finding a reason to leave the house a couple of times a week, even if it's just for a walk or a quick errand. The change in scenery, the little interactions, it all adds up. And if you're someone who feels nervous about reaching out, just remember, most people are waiting for someone else to make the first move. You could be that someone. And finally, let's talk about something that many people don't connect with physical health, but that plays a huge role in longevity: mental clarity. Specifically, dementia and cognitive decline. Now, I want to be really clear here. Memory lapses happen to everyone. We all forget names or misplace our glasses. But what we're talking about is more than that. Dementia is a gradual decline in brain function that can affect how you think, remember, and make decisions. It's not a normal part of aging, And while some causes are genetic, many are linked to lifestyle. The great news? There's a lot you can do to protect your brain. In fact, one of the best ways to support brain health is to keep learning. Yes, even now. Especially now. Your brain is like a muscle. It stays strong when you use it. So pick up that crossword puzzle, try a new recipe, learn a few words in another language, or play a game that challenges your memory. Even something as simple as switching up your daily routine can help keep those neural pathways active. And guess what else helps your brain? Movement. Walking, dancing, gardening. All of it increases blood flow to your brain and helps it stay sharp. Think of it this way. What's good for your heart is also good for your head. Sleep plays a big role too. If you're not sleeping well, waking up often or feeling tired during the day, it might be affecting your brain more than you realize. Getting into a relaxing bedtime routine, limiting screen time at night, and avoiding heavy meals before bed can all help improve your rest. And when your brain gets the rest it needs, everything else works better too. You might be surprised to hear this, but one of the biggest brain boosters of all? Staying curious. That's right. Curiosity. Asking questions, exploring new ideas, being open to experiences. That mindset doesn't just keep you engaged with the world, it protects your cognitive health. It's never too late to be curious. In fact, staying curious might be one of the best gifts you can give your future self. So, if we pause here and look back at what we've talked about, heart health, lung health, fall prevention, blood sugar, connection, and brain function, it's clear that the path to a longer, healthier life isn't about doing one big thing. It's about a series of small, consistent choices that add up over time. And the best part? You don't need to change everything at once. Just pick one thing, one habit, and start there. Because every step forward, no matter how small, is a step toward more freedom, more energy, and more joy in the years ahead. And when you start to feel those small wins, like having more energy in the morning, or remembering where you put your keys without a second thought, it becomes easier to believe in the power of your own choices. That's the beautiful part. Even after 75, your body is still listening. It still responds when you take care of it. And it still wants to carry you through this life with strength and grace. Now there's one more major cause we need to talk about. One that affects millions of people, often quietly, and that's kidney disease. It's one of those conditions that can sneak up over time, especially if you've had high blood pressure or diabetes for a while. You may not feel anything is wrong until your kidneys are already struggling to keep up. But here's the hopeful truth. Much like the other issues we've talked about, kidney disease is largely preventable, and it's manageable with the right habits. One of the simplest steps is staying hydrated. As we get older, our sense of thirst can become less reliable. You might not feel thirsty, but your body still needs water to help your kidneys do their job, filtering toxins, balancing minerals, and keeping everything in harmony. Another gentle reminder. Be mindful of over-the-counter medications. Painkillers like ibuprofen and naproxen, when taken too often, can put a lot of stress on the kidneys. It's worth talking to your doctor about safer options if you take those regularly. Even something as seemingly harmless as a daily pill can build up over time if your kidneys are already working hard. And while we're talking about daily habits, what you eat matters here too. Reducing salt can go a long way in protecting your kidneys and your blood pressure. That doesn't mean your meals have to be bland. Try herbs like rosemary, thyme, or garlic to add flavor without adding sodium. A little creativity in the kitchen can do wonders for both your health and your mood. Let's also take a moment to talk about the power of movement. Not just for your heart or brain, but your whole system. You don't have to hit the gym or run marathons. Simply moving your body a bit more each day, standing up and stretching, walking around the house during commercials, dancing in the kitchen, keeps your circulation strong and your muscles active. That helps every part of you, from your joints to your kidneys, do their job more efficiently. And when you move your body, something else happens too. You start to feel more alive. You become more present in your body, more connected to your day, more engaged with your environment. And that's what real health is. It's not just numbers on a chart. It's how you feel when you wake up. It's your confidence when you stand up from a chair. It's the joy you get from walking outside and hearing the birds sing. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, I see the value of all this, but where do I start? And that's a great question. The truth is, you don't have to do it all at once. Think of your health like a garden. You don't plant every seed on the same day. You plant one here, water it, nurture it, and before you know it, something grows. Then another. Then another. Maybe today, your seed is adding one more glass of water to your routine. Tomorrow, it might be calling an old friend or taking a 10-minute walk after dinner. Each of these little things may seem small on their own, but over time, they become a strong living system of support. And it's never too late to start. One of the most inspiring things I've seen is how people in their 70s, 80s, even 90s can bounce back. Mentally, physically, emotionally, when they decide to make a shift. Sometimes, all it takes is one good experience. A meal that feels nourishing, a walk that doesn't leave you winded, a conversation that lifts your spirits. Those moments remind you that the best years don't have to be behind you. In fact, they can be right here, right now, if you're willing to take those small, meaningful steps. So let's take a moment to remind ourselves of the real reason we're doing this. It's not just about avoiding illness or living longer for the sake of it. It's about feeling more capable, more energized, more in control of how you spend your time. It's about being able to enjoy your days fully, to laugh without pain, to remember without frustration, to walk without fear. These aren't luxuries. They're your birthright. And even if you've had health struggles in the past, even if you feel like it's too late or too far gone, let me assure you, it's not. Your body is still working for you. Your heart is still beating for you. And your future is still waiting for you to show up and live it well. You've already made one powerful choice. Watching this video. That means you care, you're curious, and you're open to what's possible. That's a big deal. Most people don't even take that first step. But you did. And that tells me you're ready for something better. So let me leave you with this. No matter your age, your past, or your current challenges, you have more influence over your health than you think. The biggest threats to your life after 75, heart disease, lung issues, diabetes, falls, loneliness, dementia, kidney disease, are not written in stone. You can change your story. You can create a future that feels strong, clear, and joyful. If something we talked about today resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it. Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments. What's one small thing you're going to start doing today? Or maybe there's something you've already been doing that's helped you feel better. Tell us. You never know who you might inspire. And if this video helped you in any way, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more practical, encouraging tips on aging well. We're building a community of strong, thoughtful, resilient people, and we'd love to have you with us. Here's to living your best life at any age. Because you deserve it. And the world still needs your wisdom, your joy, and your presence.